Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus pilot, and welcome to a day in the life of a JetBlue A220 pilot. Today we have an easy mission. We are flying from Philadelphia to San Juan and back to Philadelphia. This flight is also going to showcase the medium haul capabilities of the A220 as we are flying a 3.5 hour mission roundabout each way. Now let's go ahead and get into this one and board our A220 and start to prepare her for today's flight. Now we are boarding through the 1L door. Very quick look at the cabin over here, because I just love the way that this cabin looks. And then let's get right up into the flight deck. Now our first officer is already waiting for us over here, so let's go ahead and take a seat on the captain's seat, and then we can start powering our beauty up. So the batteries are coming on, and then we are just going to give it a little while to power up into the basics over here. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get into my flight screen on the EFB here, import our flight plan and have a look at it. So this is what the flight plan looks like today. We are going to start on the significant weather chart, where you can see that we got a lovely area of CBs for about 1 flight hour here, around an hour or so after takeoff, with CBs up to level 480 that we gotta be flying around. Now, that in mind, let's go up to the airport weather and have a look at what we got here. We're departing Philly and the weather is quite beautiful, temperature 23 degrees, and then we're heading into San Juan, 27 degrees. The weather in San Juan, however, is not all that nice. If you look at this, from 1700, thunderstorms in the vicinity, and then Prop 30, thunderstorm rain. You know, typical Caribbean weather, basically. Our alternate in Punta Cana is much better today. So what I'm gonna do is I'll take half an hour extra fuel to cover for the weather in San Juan, hoping that we can land there. And if that's not working out, then we can just fly off to Punta Cana, where the weather is forecast to be a lot better. Okay, so that much about the weather. Now let's have a look into our flight plan. We're leaving Philly at 16:38 UTC, arriving in San Juan 9 minutes ahead of schedule. We are far from the maximum weights on each of those counts, starting in flight level 350, later on climbing to flight level 370 by backsum, and then we can go down into the fuel section of our flight plan. So we wanted half an hour extra, and looking into this, 20,400 freedom units of fuel is our minimum plus taxi. Now half an hour more is basically 2,000 extra, so what we got here is 23,000 pounds, and then we will be good to go. Alright, so 23,000 pounds it is. Let's go ahead and start our ground services here. Why is there only airlines? Okay, and then we can go into the EFB, load all that stuff. Do a sim brief import, please, and then for the fuel, 23,000 pounds. Rest is looking good, so let's hit load aircraft, and here we go. Now, our airplane has started loading here. Let's go onto the checklist. Power on checklist. ECL is on DO2B, hydraulic systems on. And then APU, our external power. We're gonna start this one on the external power just now. And here we go, that's the power on completed. Alright, so now that we got those basics, let's move into the pre-flight checklist. First flight of the day, yes. So, ice detector test complete, and that one is unfortunately not modeled at this time. Circuit breakers checked. And they're checked, rudder trim. We can only do that once the alignment has completed, so we'll do that later. Oxygen masks checked. That's checked. Airplane documents on board and checked. Operational engineering bulletins are checked. Emergency equipment is checked. Gear pins on board. Overhead panel. So that's why things are again a little more interesting over here. Let's go over all this. And then we can move down the second column. Then we can have a look at the third. And over here, let's switch the air like 4 ticks to the right. Then down here, everything is good. Emergency lights armed. Refueling is complete, so the belts are gonna go on. No PDs auto. And the nav light is on. Alright, so our red panel is checked, glare shield checked, and over here we are gonna go for terrain, weather, Let's go for a decent range down here. Then we can switch to inches. Now, let's see what we got. So, Philly, 29085. Oh, that's the wrong button. Here we go, 2985. For the radios, only thing we gotta bother with is that stuff is on auto, that's looking good. Okay, fantastic. So that thing is set. We'll do the frequencies later on. Initial probably 3000 or something the likes. Then terrain and traffic, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so glare shield is checked. Displays, that's mostly going to be over here, so we want those airports, range, speed, altitude constraints, and for the overlay, we don't need the VSD on our side, but you may need it on yours, so let's give it to you. Something like that should look good. Alright. Now, looks like we actually have no way to switch this into inches right now. That's interesting. Nope, the menu button isn't doing anything. So let's see, 2985 equals 1011. Okay, so that is set. Okay, so displays checked, ICAS and info. So up here, this is all standard stuff, and on the info page, autoflight. Yeah, we can acknowledge those, they're gonna get fixed later on, and that is checked. So it just sounded like they closed the right-hand door. In other words, the catering is done. So let's go ahead and call for boarding. Okay, so altimeters, that's 2985 set and cross-checked. Center panel, checked. Pedestal. Down here we mainly have the com volumes that we are gonna set. Rest down here is checked. That stuff is checked. And on this side we got another couple com volumes. Like this. And the brightnesses are all good. I like it. Okay, so that's checked. And finally, side sticks. Up, down, left, right. Okay, also checked. Then we're just waiting for the rudder trim. And now that the IRS alignment is complete, we can do that. So that works to the left. That works to the right. And here we go, is checked, and that's the pre-flight checklist complete. Okay, good. So we've done all this. Then before we get into the FMS, let's just quickly go into our charts and pin those charts that we need. So, Philly, and as you can see, we are using Navigraph, respectively Jefferson charts today. That's because, well, JetBlue would be using those in the real world instead of the Lidos. Therefore, only makes sense for us to use them as well. Let's also take the Philly for departure. And then, departure rate is 135.9025 and clearance on 1885. So, 1885, then we need 135.925. Alright, over here.
07 right.
So let's get that Atus.
26. Departing runways 27 left, 17. Wind 240 at 10. Visibility 10. Broken at 9,500. Broken at 12, 12,000. Overcast at 16, 16,000. Temperature 23, dew point 17. Altimeter 2985. Density altitude 1,000 feet. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact, you have information Bravo.
Alright, ATIS information Bravo, just need the runways.
Bravo. 0554 Zulu. Arriving runways 27 right, 1726. Departing runways 27 left, 17. Wind 240.
Alright, 27 left.
Visibility
That's what we needed. Then we got all that stuff. Good. So that's our ATIS on board. So 27 left it is. Then let's go ahead and start with our FMS. And just gonna remove those checklists down here. Okay, here we go. That's better. So let's get our flight plan and let's go. So it's a CS300 with a Pratt & Whitney engine, Navigraph database, and that is up to date. Then for the position, FMS position based on the GNSS, the IRSs are all enabled, the GNSS is enabled, and VOR DME updating is enabled. For the flight plan, let's go ahead and do the uplink please. Send that, thank you, and then we can switch to the secondary, and that looks good. So we are the JetBlue 1047. Over here, ETD is 1638. Departures from runway 27 left, Philly 4 departure. Done, and then for the arrival, we will be arriving via the Sala arrival for the RNAV approach runway 10, and as far as I can see that, there is no transition we'd need for the time being, so let's just go ahead and get that. Our alternate is AMD PC, and the way to get there takes us up to 22,000. Like this. So average wind is 234 at 13. Like that, and the ISA deviation is +8. Alright, activate secondary and execute. Then let's go ahead and uplink the cruise winds. Then we can go on to the fuel page. So estimate zero fuel weight 112,506. No center of gravity known yet. 23,000 pounds block fuel, and then taxi fuel 270. Like this. 5% reserves look good, and execute that. Then let's move on to the performance and do a bit of mathematics over here. So we're departing 27 left. Sierra 3 seems to be about 1,500, yeah, like 1,500 feet down the runway. So let's calculate with 10,500 feet of runway length. So takeoff performance, Philly, runway 27 left, and we're going to use a TORA of 10,500. Alright, synchronize the weather please. Yeah, let's take it to dry runway, and for the takeoff weight, we got 135.3. Like this. Packs on, anti-ice off, thrust config auto flap setting 2. Calculate. Takeoff 1, 33, 39, 44. Alright. So, takeoff 1, we are going to use climb 2, APR armed, flaps 2, bleed source engines, noise abatement procedure, acceleration in 1,000 feet. Okay, the rest looks good down here. Then let's enter the speeds, which are 33, 39, 44. Okay, and set those speeds. Looking good. Now, for the climb panel, we'll take 275/0.74. With climb 2, 18,000 is correct. Execute. Cruise panel 0.78 looks good, and we'll do the descent and stuff later. Now let's go for the route page, and over here we can go on to data, departure, Philadelphia 2. Okay, so, runway 27, well, that's just for nighttime departure, so not our problem. Climb on, heading assigned by ATC, top altitude by ATC, and that's really it. So we got Philadelphia, 255 degrees, not that one. Yeah, that's really it. Okay, and then to... what's that thing? Oscar Delta? Woodrow or something? Woodstown. Okay. So that's looking good down here. Then let's go a little bit further down to the arrival. So, solar arrival. We end up at Tinner. That looks good. So let's go ahead and copy paste that one. We are gonna take that altitude restriction, execute. And apart from that, it looks quite okay. We are gonna join up the Salas over here. Of course, accepting that altitude constraint. Enter. And then we can go for the fixed pages where we got KPHL. And we'll take a 25-mile ring around the airport. And that's it. Alright, done. And finally, copy to secondary. Then let's go into via 2 and cross-check our routing. Okay, so from Philadelphia via Oscar Delta, Tabby, Hado, Sierra India Echo, Bravo 24, Atsetsu, direct rescue, direct skipper, Lima 455 back, Lima 455 to land, Mike 423 pling, route 7 Salar, and then it's the Salar 2 arrival, runway 10, that looks good, alright. We'll keep that copy, and that's about it. Cool, so you can have the Lux page, I'm gonna go onto the departure page, and that's all we got today. Alright, so that's setup complete. Then let's press Toga. We are gonna depart on heading mode. Alright, takeoff heading armed, and VNAV armed. And that's it. Alright, cool. So that's our departure setup completed. So let's get the IFR clearance, and then we can get the... and then we can go for the briefing. But clearance first. So what's that guy called? Probably Philadelphia clearance. 1885 is active. Sounds good to me, and... yeah, Philadelphia clearance. Philadelphia clearance, good morning, JetBlue 1047 information, Mike, request IFR clearance to San Juan. Just to have something we can ride on.
JetBlue 1047, information Mike is current, cleared to San Juan. After departure, fly radar vectors OOD, then as filed. Runway 27 left. Initial climb to 5,000, departure on 119.75, squawk 5411.
JetBlue 1047 is cleared to San Juan via radar vectors Oscar Delta, runway 27 left. Climb 5,000, departure 119.75, squawk 5411. Alright, so here's Philly 27 left, Philly 4 departure, which is vectors, and then kilometer 5,000. Okay, 1975 for the departure frequency. I'm gonna put that up here as a reminder. Like this, and that's it. Cool, so our clearance is on board. Then we've got all the nice stuff, so let's go ahead and do a briefing, please. Now we're going to depart from Philadelphia, runway 27 left, Philly 4 departure, radar vectors, Oscar Delta, kilometer 5000 MSA, is that 3.5 over here, something like that? Let's see. 2.6, excellent. Okay, so MSA 2600 feet and extra fuel and time. 2,600 pounds, giving us roughly an hour extra fuel. Fantastic. Exactly what we want with that kind of weather. Alright, for our departure, we are taxiing out to runway 27 left. That thing has a couple of hotspots on the way out. Most importantly, that's going to be crossing a runway 27 right, which is used for landings. We're standing up here at the Delta Piers, so probably somewhere down here crossing, and then we've calculated for a Sierra 4 intersection, so anything over here is going to work for us. Stop margin for the rejected takeoff is plenty, unfortunately not getting calculated in the IndyBuilds app. And then our engine out sits straight at 25 miles, hold in 3000, and then we can go for radar vectors back from ILS runway 27 right. Our departure has nothing special, nothing non-standard, and I don't see any threats either. Anything from your side? No? Alright, then that's our departure briefing completed. So, how's the boarding going? Looks completed. Alright, starting APU. DMC-1A fail. That's interesting. Alright, let's give it a few moments. I'm sure it's going to recover. And in the meantime, I'll say hello to our guests. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel. In the name of JetBlue, welcome aboard of our Airbus A220 on our flight to San Juan. Flight time today will be approximately 3.5 hours, expecting a smooth ride in 35, later 37,000 feet. Thank you very much for being our guests. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. If there is anything we can do for you to make it more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask any of our charming cabin crew members. Thank you very much for your attention. Once again, welcome on board. Okay, so, why is the DMC out? Did any CB pop or something? You know, here it's looking good. Are there more CVs back here? Someone said that in my YouTube comments, but don't find anything. Got a couple more over here, but no, those are all in as well. Ah, and now it's recovered already. Okay. Yeah, A220 apparently does these kind of things. Looking down here, it's battery charger stripped. I really don't know why it's doing all that stuff. Well, it's strange, but okay. Anyway, the APU is now up and running and providing bleed air. You can get rid of that external power unit. And let's tell GSX to prepare the position for pushback and departure. And while we're on it, we can remove the ground power unit, we can remove the chocks. Okay, and then let's have a look into the load sheet. So we're at 112,846. So 112,846, like this, and the center of gravity with that is 30.5. So 30.5, and that is 140 passengers. Okay, that looks good. Execute. Then let's see. Takeoff weight is now 235,600. So 235,600. Calculate. Takeoff 1333944. 333944. Takeoff 1. Okay, that's all looking good. Then we got that stuff. What's on the info page there? Still those autoflight things. I mean, why did it tell us the flight directives are inoperative? I mean, modes are armed, so We'll see about it. Acknowledge for now, and we'll come back to that later. Alright, so, ground tram cockpits. Please confirm that all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and the bypass pin is installed. That's all confirmed. Roger, stand by. Philly Ground, good afternoon. JetBlue 1047, request pushback and startup.
JetBlue 1047, push and start approved, tail northwest.
Push and start approved, tail northwest, JetBlue 1047. Okay, so the nose is going to go to the right. And ground from cockpit. Pushback and startup approved, nose right, park brake set. After that, please release parking brakes. Okay, before start checklist. Departure briefing complete. Complete. If your external power, APU, park brake.
Cleared, push and start. Delta
Released.
2331.
Released. Before start checklist complete, and we're clear to start the engines. So, engine to start.
Cabin attendants, armed doors and cross-check. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard JetBlue Airways, flight 104.
Interesting, just press toga again, now we have the correct modes.
Flight time is 3 hours and 30 minutes. We ask that you please pay close attention to the upcoming...
And it's looking okay.
...as it contains important
Strange.
information even for our frequent flyers. Please fasten your seatbelts and ensure they are securely fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is illuminated. Return your seat backs and tray tables to the upright position, and open your window blinds for takeoff and landing. Mobile phones and electronic devices must be set to flight mode, and larger devices should be stowed during...
So, Philly is always a bit of a surprise, like how busy it may be at the holding point, but doesn't look too bad right now, so probably gonna go ahead and start both engines. Okay, pushback completed. Please set parking brakes.
Remember to secure your own mask.
Parking brake set.
Life vests are located under your seat. Put it on and inflate it only after leaving the aircraft. Floor level lighting will guide you to the nearest exit, and all exits are clearly marked. In case of evacuation, please leave all personal belongings behind and follow all safety instructions from the crew immediately. If any electronic device becomes hot or shows signs of damage, please inform a crew member right away. The safety information card in your seat pocket contains all details. Thank you for your attention, and we wish you a pleasant flight.
Alright, and that looks like we got a good start on engine number 2. Then we're ready to start engine number 1. Engine 1 start. So, there's the tuck, there's the tow bar. Now the engine 1 is motoring once again. That does take a little time. Alright, they're already all running away.
P1 6123, request pushback.
P1 6123, pushback approved.
Okay, that looks like they're slowly adding fuel over here.
Pushback and start approved. Piedmont 6123.
Alright, ant number 1 is coming. Always takes so incredibly long. But here we go, looking good. Okay, ground, we have 2 good starts. You're clear to disconnect, show me the pin, and have a wonderful day. Bye now. Before taxi checklist. APU as required. Off. RTO as Carl. Auto. RTOS wings, auto, flaps. 2, flight controls. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudders, full left, full right, neutral. ICAS and info checked. Before taxi checklist complete. JetBlue 1047, request taxi.
JetBlue 47, runway 27 left taxi via Kilo 3, Mike, hold short of runway 27 right.
Runway 27 left, taxi Kilo 3 and Mike, hold short 27 right, JetBlue 1047. Okay, Kilo 3, Mike, hold short. So we're getting the direct route. Fantastic. Clear on the left side, clear on the right side.
Piedmont 6123 ready to taxi.
We haven't been this heavy yet on the 220, so let's see how it's gonna behave.
Juliet, Echo 2, Echo 1.
Runway 17 taxi via Juliet, Echo 2, Echo 1.
Aircraft release line. Why do I think that they should have pulled us forward all the way here? Alright, here's Kilo 3. Then we should taxi via Mike. Looking at the chart, Mike is a little bit to the left. So probably going to be that one there.
Hold short of runway 27 right, Embraer 145 on the runway.
Yeah, here's Mike. Holding short to some left, JetBlue 1047. Correction, holding short to some right, JetBlue 1047. Okay. And Mike, where's that Embraer? That guy? Who's vacated already?
145 on your right.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Give way to the Piedmont Embraer 145 Delta 2331.
JetBlue 1047, request to cross runway 27 right. I mean, I really can't see any traffic that would prevent us from doing that.
JetBlue 47, cross runway 27 right approved.
Crossing 27 right approved, JetBlue 1047. So,
JetBlue 47, cross runway 27 right, then continue taxi via Sierra Sierra 1.
Right.
crossing 27 right, continue Sierra Sierra 1, JetBlue 1047. Okay, so straight ahead, left turn, and then to Sierra 1.
JetBlue 247, incorrect readback. Cross runway 27 right, then continue taxi via Sierra Sierra 1.
Crossing 27 right, continue via Sierra Sierra 1, JetBlue 1047. I'm not sure why that was incorrect, but okay. But hey, let's do it the easy way. Could you take the comms, please? And now it's our
Sure
first
thing,
officer's
Emmanuel.
problem.
I've got the radios now.
Okay. So we're clear on both sides. Believe me, that can look very, very different here in Philly. Alright, and then we go to Sierra 1.
47, contact tower on 135.1.
Contacting tower on 135.1. JetBlue 1047.
Good, so second taxiway to the right, and that's it.
Philadelphia Tower, JetBlue 1047. Good afternoon. Holding short 27 left, ready for departure.
JetBlue 1047, Philadelphia Tower, runway 27 left, winds 240 at 10. Fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
Cabin crew, prepare for departure. Okay, before takeoff checklist. APU bleed off, FMS
Runway 27 left,
set,
cleared for takeoff,
trims.
flying runway heading. JetBlue 1047.
Set, flaps 2, anti-ice, auto brake, RTO, ICAS and info checked, thrust checked, runway, clearly 27 left, Sierra 1, cabin ready, before takeoff checklist complete. Okay, the left side is clear, fly runway heading. Okay, lights are on, and then we're ready to go.
Delta 2331, hold short of runway 17.
Auto throttle,
Holding short of runway
runway
17,
heading,
Delta
takeoff.
2331.
Thrust set. $90 knots, forgot to call it 80. Rotate. Pause and climb. Gear up.
Delta 2331, hold short of runway 17.
Heading.
Delta 2331.
Contacting departure, JetBlue 1047. Philadelphia departure, JetBlue 1047. Good afternoon, climbing through 1000.
JetBlue 1047, Philadelphia departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 12000, turn left, heading 195, direct OOD when able, then own navigation.
Alright, 12000 and direct Oscar Delta.
2000. Left heading 195, direct OOD when able, then own navigation. JetBlue 1047.
Execute. Engage nav. Nav. Flaps 1. Speed check, flaps 1. Flap 0. Speed check, flap 0. Alright. Well then, accelerating towards 250. Once we got those, we'll bring the autopilot on. And here we go, 250. Oh, little agile pull up here. But anyway, this is looking pretty much good. Let's just update the direct to Oscar Delta. So, direct, done, execute. Alright, looks good. Autopilot, and here we go, on our way. So, I think I'm slowly getting the hang of the correct rotation there. The key is not to follow that rotation cue too closely, because it will lead you up to like 17 degrees, while the airplane needs about 12 degrees after liftoff. So that's something they could definitely put some work into. Alright, let's see. Maybe Sierra India Echo? JetBlue 1047, any chance to proceed direct Sierra India Echo? It's always worth asking. Would help us avoiding that weather in front of us.
JetBlue 1047, negative direct SIE, fly heading 1905, vectors TB.
Roger, heading 195, JetBlue 1047. Too bad. I hoped we would be able to avoid this weather over here because it does look turbulent. Confirm heading 115, JetBlue 1047. Which heading did air traffic control assign us?
They assigned us heading 115. Let me know if you need anything else, Emmanuel.
Okay, if that's what they want, that's what they get. I mean, it takes us away from the weather, so I guess it's not too bad. This is just where weather radar would have come in really handy. But anyway, getting out of the vicinity of the weather, that's the most important thing here. And the general direction isn't too bad either. I'm sure they're just waiting for us to get clear of, you know, some area over here or something, and then we'll probably fly something like this. We'll see, we'll see. So, passing 100, lights are gonna stay on, seatbelt's definitely gonna stay on as well.
Contact Washington Center on 125.45.
Contacting Washington Center on 125.45. JetBlue 1047. Washington Center, JetBlue 1047. Good afternoon, 10,000 for 12,000.
JetBlue 47, Washington Center, good afternoon, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Set, 200 checked. And then back to FMS. You can see I just increased that speed a little bit so that the engine stayed here in climb thrust. That makes it a little bit more comfortable for the passengers. And now we can trade that additional speed back for altitude.
Flight level 200. JetBlue 1047.
Makes it a little nicer for the passengers. Okay, so after takeoff checklist, ICAS checked, after takeoff checklist complete. Well guys, and that's what I got for the time being. So for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. And then I'll talk to you again later when we start the approach into San Juan.
1047 San Juan approach. Good afternoon. San Juan altimeter 1017. Expect the bridge. Visual runway 10 approach into San Juan. Let me know you've got information, Juliet.
Alright, bridge visual, runway 10. That sounds interesting. We did prepare for the on-off approach, but I'm definitely not gonna say no to a visual either. So let's go ahead and have a look into what we got in our computers here. And we have passed 18,000, so the lights are on and the signs are on anyway already. So let's go ahead and have a look what that visual approach looks like. Lovely. Okay, look out, lock in, open browser, approve, approve. Okay, first time I've seen this, but then again, also first time that I'm actually using the Navigraph charts in here, so that may be a little pre-release thing here. Well, we're gonna survive that. Okay, so let's see. Bridge visual runway 10. Here is that chart. So that would mean coming in from the other side and then from the south. I mean, it looks like an interesting arrival, but I don't quite see how we're gonna fly that. And the lagoon visual is from the south as well. Okay, no, that's not working out. I'm gonna request the on-off approach. On-off runway 10. That's it. Because we're coming in from here. It makes no sense to fly like this. JetBlue 1047, request the on-off approach runway 10.
JetBlue 1047, expect the bridge. Visual runway 10 approach.
Expecting the bridge visual
No.
runway 10 approach.
That makes no sense.
1047.
That makes no sense at all.
1047, descend and maintain 6000.
Descend and maintain 6000. JetBlue 1047.
Is that 6,000 checked? Alright, well, now how are we gonna solve that? JetBlue 1047, unable for the bridge visual. Let's see if they come up with a better idea now.
JetBlue 1047, roger, expect the ILS runway 8 approach.
Expecting ILS runway 8 approach. JetBlue 1047.
Okay, well, now it's runway 8. Let's see if we can convince them to turn it into runway...
JetBlue 1047, expect the ILS runway 10 approach.
Okay,
Expecting
it took a
ILS
time,
10 approach.
but here we are.
JetBlue 1047.
And feedback to say intentions will obviously be sent. Okay, so, we are descending down to 6,000 now. And they told us the ILS, we're gonna fly the on-off. They will not even notice. The thing is, the on-off is more precise than the ILS in the 220. The plane really is a fan of on-off approaches. But, doesn't matter, let's get right into this. So, on-off runway 10, from Tunner towards Ramses, Zasbu, and then down to the runway. We got Tunner at or above 2,300, Ramsey in 1,500, and then 3-degree glide slope down to the minimum of 408. Which we have set, and then the go around straight at left turn towards DD, climbing 3000, and the official MSA is 5100, but we know that it is just water up in the north. Okay, and that's pretty much what we got down here as well. Tunner, 3-degree glide slope, and then we go down like that. Okay, missed approach, DD 3000, looks good. Okay, fantastic. We're passing 10,000 and the lights are on, the signs are on.
Kindly ensure your tray tables are put away. Your seats are in the full upright position.
And then we can go for the checklist, please. So, descent and approach checklist, FMS set, minimum 420, auto brake, medium, ICAS checked, and arrival briefing. Let's go. So we're going to fly the RNF approach runway 10 with the Salah 2 arrival, MSA 5100 and the minimum 410. The go-around straight at left turn climbing 3000 and extra fuel and time. Let's have a quick look into what we got there. Oh, grayed out, interesting. Is that supposed to be like this? In any case, 3,000 pounds extra for arrival, so that is absolutely fine. Alright, the approach will be flown with flight director guidance and flaps 4 maximum reverse, auto brake medium, stop margin around 2,000 feet. Vacate the runway to the left, and we've got nothing special or non-standard here, and threats for the arrival, honestly, I don't see any. Do you have any questions or suggestions? No? Alright, so that's the briefing complete. And that's our descent and approach checklist complete. Lovely. So, then let's say goodbye to our passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, your captain speaking. We have started our approach to San Juan. Remaining flight time is about 10 minutes. The weather in San Juan, currently 27 degrees, few clouds, and calm winds. Thank you very much for choosing to fly with JetBlue today. We hope you enjoyed your flight as much as we did, and we look forward to welcoming you all again on board of future service. Thank you very much for being our guests, and we look forward to welcoming you all again soon.
Southwest 164.
Okay, that much about our passengers, then everything is done, everything is briefed, and we can go straight into the approach.
3.7, Southwest 1643, see ya.
So, just while we're on it, 6,000 or above at Plano, and then we proceed directly to the final. So that should be fairly easy stuff over here. Well, let's see what ATC is going to do. He said earlier that we're not going to get the RNF approach, so I'm going to fly it anyway. But basically the ILS and the RNF are more or less overlaying one another. The question is just, is he going to vector us in, or is he going to clear us for the standard? Both is going to work for me, so we shouldn't have any problems there. Okay. So, let's just quickly go down to the pin charts. We can get rid of all this Philadelphia stuff. We can also get rid of that bridge visual. And just for completeness, let's have a look at the RNF chart, the ILS chart, but you can see it's pretty much the same thing. It's from Tanner, same altitudes. The missed approach straight out to 1900, left turn of 3000. So missed approach is pretty much the same as well. Yeah. What else could we be asking for? This is all standard stuff here. And if, as you can see, if we overlay the two, the only difference is the slightly earlier turn. And then not to proceed on a radial, but to proceed direct DD. But same. At least for the purpose of saying intentions. In the real world, if I would tell them I want the RNF, they would immediately give it to me, so I wouldn't even have to worry about that stuff. But yeah, that's where flight simulation and real world sometimes diverge a little bit from one another. Now, the visual approaches are obviously nice, if we can get them, or if it makes sense to get them, which is clearly not the case today.
San Juan departure, American 2852, 15,000.
Those visual approaches are a little new feature with the same tensions.
American
I like the idea. I like the way they implemented those as default options when the weather is good, but obviously they need to implement some more logic that they are not given, you know, if you're coming from a completely wrong direction. We recently flew one in DCA, and if you want to see how that looked in a flight where things actually worked, then have a look at my on-duty American 737-800 flying from Dallas to Washington National. That one was really nice. and worked really well as well. I mean, I'm sure that bridge visual would be an awesome approach to fly, just not coming from this direction. JetBlue 1047, request further descent. Ah, look at that, now the managed target went to 220 as well. Good.
JetBlue 1047, turn right heading 210, descend and maintain 5000. Vectors for the ILS, runway 10 approach, speed above 200 knots.
Right heading 210, descend and maintain 5,000. Vectors for the ILS,
Alright.
runway 10 approach. Speed above 200 knots. JetBlue 1047.
Speed above 200, okay, we can do that. So flaps 1. Speed check.
JetBlue 1047, turn left heading 150, descend 1500.
Left heading 150, descend to 1500. JetBlue 1047.
JetBlue 1047, expedite your descent to 2000.
What, do you either want us to slow down or go down, or what do you like us to do? Okay, full spoilers, down we go.
088 contact, Piarco Center on 123.
That looks like they're gonna bring us in via Ramsey.
JetBlue 1047, speed 190 knots.
Speed 190 knots. JetBlue 1047.
Okay, speed 190.
San Juan departure, Copa 142, 6000.
Okay, Ramsey is the final descent point. Direct 2,
One
done,
departure, identified.
and execute.
San Juan departure, Island Ways 51210,000.
Alright, once we are on speed and the descent rate increases, we should be able to make that altitude. Still have 5 miles to Ramsey, and
1047, 5 miles from Ramsey. Maintain heading 155. Descend 1500 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS, runway 10 approach.
okay.
Maintain heading 155. Descend 1500 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 10 approach. JetBlue 1047.
Alright, approach is armed, flaps 2. Speed checked. Should have gone to flaps 2 a little earlier. Was just a bit confusing here. Getting vectors that close.
JetBlue 1047, contact San Juan Tower on 132.05.
Okay, FMS speed,
San Juan
VGP is
Tower on
armed.
132.05. JetBlue 1047.
But come on, FMS enough needs to come on now.
San Juan Tower, JetBlue 1047.
Oh,
Good afternoon. On the
Manual.
localizer runway 10 approach.
flaps 3, gear down.
JetBlue 1047, San Juan Tower, roger, continue approach, runway 10.
So it just went through the center line without capturing. You can see FMS is actually armed. So I'm not sure what's
JetBlue
happened there.
1047, runway
Flaps
10,
4.
wind 360 at 6, clear to land.
Clear to land runway 10, JetBlue 1047.
1000, here. Flight slow.
Yeah, that was shit. Okay. Landing. Before landing checklist. Altimeters, KNH 3002, flaps 4, cabin ready, before landing checklist complete. ATC kinda messed us over here. here we are, back on the glide. Okay, so the checklist is complete, everything is done. Spoilers are retracted as well now. Interesting, no auto retraction? I mean, we did get the blue spoilers deployed message, but, well, we're stabilized through the 500-foot gate. That's all that counts. Checked.
400.
All aircraft information kilo is now current. QNH 1017.
QNH 1017, JetBlue 1047.
200.
No need to read back a call for all aircraft.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Golf 142, winds calm,
Spoilers,
runway 10, clear
reverse.
to land.
10 cleared to land, Copa 142.
meters remaining.
And manual. Alright, welcome to San Juan.
JetBlue 1047, welcome to San Juan. Exit at Hotel 6 if able. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Why did it?
Hotel 6
Oh
stable.
god.
Switching to ground on 121.9er. JetBlue 1047. San Juan ground. JetBlue 1047. Good afternoon. Cleared of runway. Ready to taxi to the gate.
JetBlue 1047, San Juan ground, taxi to gate D2 via Hotel 6, Hotel Lema, November. Good day.
Okay. So, Hotel 6, Hotel Lima, November to the gate.
Gate Delta 2 via Hotel 6, Hotel Lima, November. JetBlue 1047.
Welcome to San Juan. Did you know that San Juan is one of the oldest cities in the New World, founded in 1511? Thank you for flying with JetBlue Airways. Please remain
Okay,
seated
after
until
landings.
final parking position. On behalf of your flight crew, thank you for flying with JetBlue Airways. The local time is 4:14 p.m. For those with connections, please note the following. Flight 200.
Okay, so Lima is the next one.
5:15 p.m. from gate A1 and flight 312 to Orlando.
And then Delta 2.
5:30 p.m. from gate B2.
Why do we not have a chart for Delta 2? Something is trolling us again, huh? Alright, let's see. I mean, that is the parking gate and coordinate charts. There is just no Delta gates drawn in there. Why is that? Delta? Not in the scenery either. But then we're gonna make it Delta 4. That 7.6 is somewhere where it's not supposed to be. So we'll just go around it, really. That's annoying. Alright, we'll have to do it this way. Sorry, guys. here we are. Around the 7.6, and then we'll take our gate on the northern concourse over there. Okay, so the APU is on, then we are shutting down the left engine. Also, let's put the APU bleed off in order not to ingest any of those fumes from engine 2. And then we'll just taxi around to the north.
Runway 8 taxi.
You know, looking at this,
November
it doesn't
Sierra.
really look like there would be many gates up
Runway
there.
8 taxi via November.
Like, I wonder
Sierra,
where that
Cat
Delta
27.
2 came from. That St. Tensions came up with. No idea. If any one of you is a bit more familiar with this airport and has maybe seen it in the past already,
142 taxi to the
and knows
right.
what a past layout would look like, then do let me know in the comments below. Would be interesting to know.
142, taxi to parking via Hotel 6, Hotel Razalin.
Hotel 6, Hotel Copa 142.
Interesting, an Iberia A320 1. Not an airplane I would expect over here. Okay, there's the JetBlue and the general aviation parking. Fairly sure it's not supposed to be there. Okay, so at least there are some gates over there. So when I look at this part of the terminal, it really looks like they had gates here at once, but probably demolished them. Interesting.
Ground, Care 4561, taxi to parking.
Okay, so we took Delta 4, that's the first one here.
To parking via Hotel 6, Hotel
And there is some ground staff over there.
November 2.
Hotel 6.
Okay,
Hotel
taxi lights off.
November 2, Care 4561.
And then, that's our gate. Alright, so APU on is verified, park and brake set, and shutdown checklist. So APU external power, APU on, slides disarmed, and flight control test required. Nope. So that's the shutdown checklist complete. Alright, let's also turn the APU bleed on so that we get a little bit of air conditioning here, as it's definitely rather warm. And guys, with that, welcome to San Juan. Now, I'm probably gonna cancel the flight back, just because St. Tensions just had a little bit too many problems here for my taste, but I'm definitely looking forward to the next longer flight in the A220 as well. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.